Yeah.
You'd open up a trust, right? Even when times are good, you'd open up a trust.
Okay.
And then with that trust, when you buy your properties, you buy them directly to the trust. You put it in the trust's name, right?
Okay.
Now, if it was bought directly by the trust, you didn't move any assets. Now, in you not moving any assets, this means that the trust fully owns the property.
Yeah.
Now, the problem, or where it becomes a problem, is that if I have this trust, now with this trust that I have, I'm saying that it was in my name, but now that I'm seeing that things aren't actually going well, I'm moving things from my name and I'm putting it into this trust. It's going to be questioned. And if it is questioned, man, you stand a chance of losing that property.
Yeah. So as long as asking that, even if you have a will, remember something, right?
And wills, man.
Remember something. A will can be contested based on the type of marriage. So yes, your will is saying that everything must go to level, right? But then now when we're looking at the marriage type, is that it's in community. Now what happens is that your share, for instance, I get 50-50. So that means your share will go to level. And then the other share will then go to the other person. So even if there is a will, it's subjected towards the type of marriage. Hence, when you're looking at the trust, now when we're looking at a trust, we're looking at a whole new game, whereby, yes, I am married in community, but I do not own the properties. They're owned by the trust. So again, hence we're saying that we need to have these conversations.
So when you're looking at a trust, right? A trust stands as a person by itself, right? That's why trust, beneficiary. So now there's no owner of a trust. A trust is a person or body in legal terms. So we are saying that if I have a trust, I'm saying that if I'm buying a property and I'm registering it under a trust, I'm saying that this property is not owned by me. So let's say non-wealth family trust and then lebu. These two are looked at separate. They are looked at as separate entities. So now, if I'm saying that I'm buying my trust right now, I'm buying a property and then kicking under this particular trust, this property is not owned by Lebu, it's owned by the family trust. So the people that only have that can access this property, the trust the beneficiary. So if the mistake of say 13 are not under that trust, they don't have anything to do with that trust. That's why you find a lot of people, especially guys that are well established, if you're saying that utloba suwa bona, it's hard to go for them because they don't own anything under their name. So tlathola ore o batla go suwa, but now when they're looking at everything, they're saying that Lebu doesn't own anything. Everything is owned under the family trust. Now, if that's the situation right now and you're saying that I'm owning everything under, no, I don't own anything under my personal name, but everything is owned under the family trust, then those kids don't have a say under that.
Yeah.
Now, the problem becomes if the property was under your name and then you moved it into the trust. Then the question would be, why did you move it to the trust?
We are not trying to hide assets. We are protecting this marriage from the business. Because again, if the business goes south and then now this affects the marriage because of the credit and how much we're owing, ultimately now you're getting divorced and then it messes up everything. So the way we're structuring and the way we're having this conversation, we should be very careful because a lot of people will get the wrong end of the stick that you are trying to protect your stuff. That's why you're pushing everything away. It's not that way. We are trying to protect our marriage from the business.
Yeah, and also, man, it doesn't necessarily mean that should anything happen to me, that trust automatically won't go to my spouse, right?
Yeah.
So now it goes back to that thing that if your spouse has been treating you well throughout your whole life, I mean, it would be absurd for you to say that, I'm not giving her anything, right? But now, if she has been there for you and she has been treating you well and it was a good relationship, chances are when you do pass on, everything will go to your spouse.
Yeah.
However, sometimes it does happen, man, that the spouse isn't the best. And now you're asking yourself that, hey, should I or should I not?
Yeah.
Now, if you're saying, should I not? Now, already that's a question that how do I actually balance the two?
Yeah.
So, hey, guys, this thing of wills and the wills and trusts.
And type of marriage. It's things that we don't want to talk about as soon as we start the relationships. But trust me, at the end, it does catch up with you.
Yeah.
It catches up with you. So I'd rather have that harsh conversation right now. Think about the risks involved in everything and then take a decision from them.
Yeah. Cash on Desk is saying that you guys are looking sharp.
Hey, we're trying, man. This is a new year, Cash on Desk. Before we start with painting and all of that, we're like, let's find those ties.
Hey, so I was having a conversation with my lady, né?
Yeah.
And we were speaking about this conversation, actually, funny enough, right? And now the conversation was that you're saying prenup is the best, right?
Okay. That's what you were saying.
Yeah, she's saying that you are saying that prenup is the best.
Okay.
And I'm like, yeah, I think prenup is actually the best because now with prenup, we understand that all of our assets are actually protected, right?
Yeah.
So even if anything does happen between you and I, we know that the prenup will actually take place. Now, she was asking, or she was looking at it from a perspective that, okay, I'm seeing that you're protecting everything from your side. However, the conversation was also that if anything should happen to our relationship, right, I'm going to have access to your pension fund. And sometimes pension funds do really go like crazy, bro. I mean, I've heard people saying that they have 4 million in their pension fund. Now, the question is that would she be willing to expose herself like this? So the conversation was that
wait. So you're running your business, right?
Yeah.
So there's no pension. I'm not giving you pension fund.
There's
right?
no pension.
Yeah. Here you work hard.
There's no pension fund.
So with her, she's working for a company.
Yes.
So let's just say that now, also balancing that now in terms of understanding from a pension fund perspective.
Yeah.
Is that, hey man, I get.
Because it's important. It's important for us to be open right now whilst we're still in the relationship that okay, it seems like you are the only one that is protecting yourself, but I'm like, it doesn't make sense for me to actually have access to your pension fund if anything does happen on our side, right?
Aish.
And now this is me being sober.
Yeah.
There's no emotions, there's no high emotions. So it was just that thing that we need to be open with whatever that we have.
Yeah.
If anything does happen between us, we just move. Everybody goes home, and then it's the end of the day. How do I balance the side of you getting married and also reality? Because me getting married, I only want to do this once in my life, right? And when I'm doing it with my right partner, right? Now, the question is also with the high divorce rates, what will happen if anything does actually happen? Now, for me right now, I'm at a position, if we're looking at both of us right now, I'm in a position whereby I'm still on the grind. We're still hustling. We're still getting our stuff, right?
Yeah.
Correct. And then she's on that thing that I'm working right now. Already started my pension fund.
Pension fund is started.
So at right now, we could say to a certain extent, she is more exposed than I am, right?
Yeah.
But now, as time goes on, I would actually be more exposed. Now, depending on her and the type of work that she's doing and how she uses her finances, it could actually be on that case whereby someone is more exposed than the other person.
It's not going to get to a point in time whereby there's an equilibrium.
Yeah.
There's no equilibrium.
Yeah. So that's what I was saying, that, you know what, with this prenup, it doesn't only protect me, however, it also protects you. Because now, imagine now you've been working for the past 30 years of your life, then something bad happens between yourself and I. Because at the end of the day, guys, we're human. People do change, right? Something happens 30 years down the line, you have accumulated 10 million in your pension fund. And then I say that, no, I'm a property investor. And then I refinance all of my properties. I keep that money in somewhere else. And then I say, hey, divorce.
Hey, you keep it in a trust.
In a trust.
I just thought about that now.
Then I say divorce. Then all of that money, when it comes back to me, it needs to pay all of those properties, and I already refinanced those things. So, guys, there are a lot of ways that as property investors,
but don't forget, they'll be sold because your estate has to be winded up, right?
Yeah, but I already have the cash. Because we're looking at, let's say we have a property.
You refinance.
Let's say we have a property, right? That's with 500,000, right? And now I was on year number 19.
And the thing is, your properties were under trust.
Yeah. And now let's say they're even under personal.
So when you refinance,
I'm refinancing all of these properties.
But when you refinance, don't you take the money too? Because it's under personal.
Yeah, I take it straight to the trust. Or I do a 1031 whereby I'm refinancing all of these properties to buy a property same time, and then that property is registered in my property. You won't have access to that property. Now the question is that with her, when she sells, when she goes to the pension fund, I will have direct access. And then even if they sell those properties or whatever happens to those properties, I know that I will have the cash.
Moral of the story.
Moral of the story, guys. Prenup is the best, guys. Because
I was going to say moral of the story. Don't marry level. Don't marry level.
No, but from my stance,
but you're a good guy. Man.
From my stance, I'm a good guy.
Yeah, you're just.
I'm a good guy. It's just that I'm creative in how I think, man.
I don't know. No.
It's not Khuletosa, but it's more of how do we actually this game. It's not more Khuletosa, but it's more of equipping you with the right information, because now you get into a marriage, and now with this marriage, now you're asking yourself that how do I now protect myself on one side, or if I was to pass on, how do I make sure that this money actually goes to the right people? When you're looking at customary marriage, right, we're looking at the one that you are speaking about right now, that if you do get married and then you go take out lobola, you take out 3,500, how does that actually stand in the court of law? So now remember, with South Africa, we have different cultures. So Tlatola Kastwana, they tell you that Mosadi is not yours, or the wife is not yours until you pay in full. And then maybe, Kastwana, they say that if you take out Khanyani, let's say the 3,500, she's your wife. You're on the route, you haven't finished the Mahadi, but now you're on the route of that, but she's already your wife. Now, in some cultures, you find they saying that, no, if you just take out Khanyani fela, you are not the husband officially. You're only the husband officially when we bring the wife, which is after the marriage. Now, what the law said, so that everybody's common, and we don't have Nakim Zulu, Nakim Motswana, Nakim, so that we just have one common thing. They say that by the fact or by virtue of you going to the family and taking out something, you are married. So what is normally done, you are married in community of property. So what is normally done is that you, before you go Ulonta Mahadi, you sit down with the lawyer, and then you
what should be done.
What should be done?
Sure.
What should be done is that you sit down with the lawyer, and then you do the prenup. Then after the prenup, that's when you can actually go Ulonta Mahadi go on.
Sure.
Now the problem is that people say that no, and then once we do the official wedding, that's when we're going to be signing a prenup. Remember, if you're already signing without that prenup, automatically you are married in community of property. Even if if they have that lengwalo leo la gore who was in the negotiation and how much did you take out, how much is the balance, you're already married in community of property. So what I would say is that before you actually go and negotiate or negotiation starts, go find a lawyer, do a prenup, and then only can you go to the family to do the thing.
Let's send attachments, guys. If it's 2 pages, Eshapanga, stapled, and then the first one is talking about how much, the second one is talking about the type of marriage that both of you guys agreed on. Let's start practicing that.